date is currently 13 April 2026, and it's 23 minutes past 8. So previous week we analyzed DXY, GBPUSD, EURUSD, and USDCHF. Let's see how those setups went and what we see for coming week. So on DXY, this horizontal line here indicates the Monday for when we saw this setup. Let me just remove it. So we can see that the price did push down into our 4-hour order block, which is in OTE, but then it kept playing around there, indicating that it's not gonna respect because it's currently pushing down, as you can see where it is at. When you go to the higher time frame on the weekly, we can see that the market is starting to push down because of these candlesticks. So let's adjust and see what we see. So for us to actually find a new direction or just setup, we have to see it take out this monthly low to indicate that it's pushing towards sell side liquidity, which is down here. So for now, I'm just gonna leave DXY as is. I'll let it play out and actually hit the stop loss. Then we'll look for something for next week when I give an update. So let's leave DXY as is. Then moving to USDCHF. USDCHF, the setup that we see with this order block we saw last week, it still hasn't pushed into it, but it's currently going to that 4-hour order block. As you can see, this is the liquidity marked, so looking for it to take out liquidity before pushing up. So DXY and USDCHF has to move in the same direction. So if USDCHF starts to push up once it gets here, we know that our direction for DXY, our buy, was just an early setup, and the direction our buy is correct. So this setup goes into the current week we are in, so we just have to wait for it to play out. Let me actually go down to the 4-hour and show you the order block right here, this order block right here. So I'm just gonna adjust it a bit. Next setup that we saw was GBP. Let's go to EURUSD first. So in EURUSD, we saw this 4-hour order block where price pushed into our order block, then stopped us out. As you can see, didn't respect. So I'm going to the monthly. So on the monthly, it's the same thing. If it pushes above this monthly high, we know that we're targeting buy side liquidity up here. Buy side liquidity up there. So we just have to wait for it to actually move past monthly high, previous month's high, for it to be a market structure shift. Then GBP USD moved down to the 4-hour. Our daily, it was a daily for fair value gap. So our daily fair value gap was tapped into before pushing a bit down, then right before hitting our take profit, it started changing direction and pushing up. Once it gets to half of the setup, we would have already moved our stop loss to break even, then moved it around somewhere here. But for now, we see that if we didn't move our stop loss, then it could have stopped us out right at the end at the daily fair value gap, indicating a reversal. On the monthly, we just have to wait for this candlestick to form, because we can't use monthly high, monthly low, because the monthly high for this current candlestick has not formed. Where current price is at is where this month's high is, if that makes sense. So let me also check one indice, which is US30. So on US30 for this week, I'm gonna analyze afresh, but I already marked. I'm gonna analyze a scalp instead of a swing. So this week's low, let me go to the weekly. Previous week's low, not this week. Previous week's low, and this buy side liquidity is also the high, the previous week's high. So I'm gonna go down to our 4 hour. When we scalp, we start from weekly, then 4 hour, then 1 hour is our entry instead of, yeah. So when we take our fib from down here all the way up here, let's see if we can find something on the 1 hour. So nothing. So on the 1 hour, we can't find any point of interest in our OTE. As you can see, the gray shaded area, there's no order block, fair value gap, or points of interest. So, but the bias is most definitely bullish for USDT. I'll go to higher time frame. You can see that it's targeting previous week's high, which is buy side liquidity. And I think that's it for this week. So our setups for last week, we had two that didn't respect, and all of them didn't respect. Let's say that all of them did respect, and then GBPUSD is the one that turned around before hitting the take profit. So you might be like, that would be a win, but like, let's just say